What's number 5?
All right, finally we're at your 5. Okay.
Top 5.
My number five is Ollie Herbert from All That Remains.
Nice.
Hands down, great guitar player. Great guitar player.
That's a good
pick. When I first started playing guitar, even before I played guitar, as a kid, a buddy of mine, Randy Jenkins, and his dad, I'd ride with them on the way to football games, and we would play the Fall of the Idols. They would play like the whole album, and it was just like, whoa.
Yeah,
the guitar playing was out of this world, and as I started playing guitar, I just fell. Honestly, that's one of my, just like Neil Sean, one of my big influences as a kid. When I first started playing, his guitar stuff was just out of this world. Very
man, Ollie Herbert's great.
Yeah, professional, just great guitar player. Great guitar player. Hands down. His solos were so and some people are like, oh, I can't listen to All That Remains, just heavy screaming, or even people that listen to screaming stuff, they're like, oh man, I don't like how he sings. It's to me, it's it ain't even about all that. Ollie Herbert is the fucking shit. All right, that dude. His guitar solos are so melodic and it reminds me a lot of Vito Beretta. Really, his guitar playing is very melodic and it's what is it? What is appropriate for a song? You know what I mean? Or what's meant to be oh, dude, that was perfect for that song.
What fits the song?
Yeah, exactly. Or you didn't see that turn coming, in a guitar solo. You think it's about to get real heavy, and he'd bust out with some clean. It would get real calm, be a clean solo, and it's just holy shit. He's running, and then he was floating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Catch you off guard.
Awesome. Yeah, just awesome guitar player. One of my favorite guitar players of all time. Could easily put him higher up on the list.
That's a good pick.
That's my
honestly
number
didn't
5.
expect that. I mean, I know you love Ollie Herbert.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that in the top 10.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Justin?
My number 5, definitely not an underrated guitarist, but I think doesn't get talked about enough, is Peter Frampton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we're never gonna get the number 1.
No, right? No, I'm not gonna go on long about Peter Frampton, but I love him, man. I love him.
Talk
Obviously,
about that
not the
guy.
first person to do the talk box, but you're talking about. I can't.
Yeah.
Fucking. Point.
Yeah, there you go.
That quick.
Get your point right, buddy.
I can't do it either.
My first time in showbiz.
It caught you off guard, didn't it? Earlier, I went to point at Jimbo, and I went like that. I was like, dang.
Everything's split.
But yeah, man. Obviously, not the first person to use a talk box, but arguably the person to make it popular. And I mean, to this day, one of my biggest things, one of my bucket list things to do as a guitarist, is to learn the Frampton Comes Alive version of Do You Feel Like We Do, note for note, how he plays it. Just unbelievable, man. He's so. I don't even want to
live in Detroit.
There you go.
That's the one I did.
Yeah. And it's just I don't want to begin to try to tell what scales he uses. Thank you. Had a prop health thrown at me. What kind of scales he uses or anything like that. But man, it's like he kind of comes out of nowhere at you,
Yeah,
he
man.
shocks you, and you don't expect it out of this curly-headed
damn Canadian.
Boy. Yeah, some pretty boy singing.
He was British.
I want you to show me. Yeah, he's British.
British. Yeah.
I was just gonna breeze past that. Yeah. But yeah, these guys singing love songs on an acoustic guitar, and
it's
then
kind of
he's
the same thing.
Shredding. He's fantastic.
the not American, my bad. But let me just put it.
It's kind of the same thing. I love that.
But yeah, man.
No, I didn't know he was British till this year.
Really?
Yeah, this past year, I didn't know he was. I thought he was American.
Yeah, he was fucking in Humble Canadian. Pie. You know what I mean? Before.
Sorry,
I said he was in Humble Pie before he did Peter Frampton.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Humble Pie. Yep.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So Peter Frampton.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Oh yeah, that's a great pick, bro.
Yeah.
Love Peter Frampton.
Jimbo.
All right, Jimbo's number 5.
Jumbo's number 5.
And I want this. Maybe I don't know what Justin talking about. Something made me think of this. I can't remember what it was, but I know we've talked about it before, where our list could change like tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
About it again.
And like basically like Justin did
My list
earlier, like
changed.
he took his number 2 went to number 8 or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like all mine could change randomly.
Oh yeah.
I actually dropped him down earlier,
Hmm.
and I made him number 5. My number 5 is Dimebag Darrell.
I got you.
Whoa.
Trey's about to
Hey.
fight you, but yeah.
Yeah, I had him
No,
higher
man, no hard feelings. No
earlier,
hard
but I
feelings.
dropped him down. But he could easily be back in
No
number. I
hard
could go
feelings. I'm
listen
not
to.
going
Hey,
to get
man,
my keys.
I could go listen to fucking Domination live in Moscow after this, and he'd jump back to number 1 or something. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It could go anywhere.
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
song to make that happen.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Yes. Yes.
Or Floods or Tens or there's plenty of solo or Cemetery Gates. Shit,
Yeah.
you know, like just his solo work was so fucking good. Like it was
Primal
God,
Concrete Sledge.
Primal
dude.
Concrete Sledge. Just
Well, I got one for you, Jimbo. The Sleep. I know you like that one.
Oh, the sleep
oh
is
yeah,
great.
Sleep.
The solos of that is just.
The
Anyways, I'm
artist
not going to go
shredding.
off on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
There's just so much
Walk.
good stuff he did, man.
Freaking that second
figuring
fret
out,
slide up with the
Oh
arm.
yeah,
You
just
know,
Oh, walk, yeah.
Like,
incredible
Yeah.
talent. Like who knows what would have happened if he hadn't been
I'm-
killed.
Oh,
You
God.
know,
yeah,
like
man.
I'm just
it's-
excited. I'm excited he was on your list.
Yeah, dude.
I love
Oh, dude, he
I
was
love you for
definitely going to be on the list. Shit.
I love
It
you
was
for
just a
that.
matter of where
It's
he
so
was going
funny
to go.
because hearing that, I probably could have like swapped out.
We're
like,
boys again now, Jimbo.
Adrian, like,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Adrian
You could
Fiddler
swap
for
out.
Dimebag
Like
or-
I wrote down
or,
25
Gilmore.
guitar players. I could easily
Yeah.
switch them in
Oh
and
yeah,
out.
I mean my
Oh, yeah.
honorable mentions list
You
is
know.
more than 10. Like
Oh, yeah.
you know, there's so many.
Yeah, we'll go through some the alternatives later.
Yeah, I'll do a rapid
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. My number 5, man, Dimebag Darrell,
Hell yeah.
the legend.
Excuse me.
Timmy,
The man.
Jimbo.
no, number
Top
5,
that.
brother.
Stop that.
My number 5 is not Dimebag Darrell, but my number 5, we're going way back. And I'm talking
did we?
about no. Chuck Berry.
It's not. Oh.
Oh,
it's not-
man,
it's
I didn't
not
even write him
Ace Frehley.
down.
The
I was
king
right,
of
that's
rock
cool.
and roll. He's the real
He
king
is
of
the
rock
king.
and roll.
He is the
Yeah.
king.
All right.
Definitely.
I'm glad
Say
you
what
put
you
him
want
because I
about
got some
Elvis,
old school
but-
guitar players in there too.
Chuck
Yeah.
Berry, man. I remember I was already playing guitar and stuff, but one of my favorite movies to this day, well, it's the trilogy is Back to the Future, and
Oh God.
Yeah.
I like Johnny Be Good, but then like when I heard that song on Back to the Future, it was
Yeah.
like at that time it was like my life's goal for an 8-year-old to play that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Hey, hell yeah.
That was
Hell
like nothing else in life mattered. It was like learning some Kiss, playing some Green Day, figuring out Johnny Be Good,
Right.
Yeah.
eating some Pop-Tarts here and there to stay alive. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was
Yeah,
like
dude.
life
Yeah.
at 8 years old for me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Pop Tarts, Cheez-Its. Back
You know
to
what I
it.
mean?
Fucking Marvin Berry.
Like
Yeah.
I see that in my daughter now, and she's 3. Like I'll see her, like she'll get really into something, and it's like
Mhm.
she stops long enough just to make sure she eats and gets some drink, or tells me that she needs some drink. So
Back
she,
on it.
you know, yeah, and then
Yeah.
she's right back
Goes
to it.
back
I'm
to
like,
it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love your
Yeah, that's my
dedication,
dog.
kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hell yeah.
But Chuck Berry, man, Chuck Berry, goddamn, he wrote.
Sweet little
Come
16.
on, man, he fucking basically made the
Man.
template of what became.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
You
no.
know it.
Oh,
And
you
he
know what I mean?
disappeared.
We've switched
There
spots.
he is.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
He disappeared
no.
for a second, Timmy.
Everybody disappeared for a second.
Doing some
Yeah,
merry
On
You're
my
right.
end,
Now we're all
Yeah.
swapped around. Daggone.
but
No, that's all right.
But yeah, fucking Chuck Berry, man, that dude kills.
No,
Yeah.
I can hear the intro to Johnny Be Good in my head right
Yeah.
now.
As soon as you say
As
it.
soon as you said it, it's just been playing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly that part.
He also wrote like my favorite Christmas song, which is
Yeah.
Run Rudolph Run. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run,
I
run,
fucking
Rudolph.
love that.
basically the
I
same,
love it.
Same intro almost.
Love
it.
You know.
Yeah, it's basically the same song. Yeah,
Fucking
Maybelline.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
My ding-a-ling.
My
fucking-
dingling.
My
Yeah,
My
yeah.
ding-a-ling. That's a great
Yeah,
one.
man.
I love Chuck
Yeah,
Berry.
man.
Yeah. That's a good pick,
Nice.
Timmy. That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
man.
Hell yeah.
That guy.
That's funny. That's funny because my number 4 is gonna be around that same era, so that's cool.
Well,
Sweet.
we're right on time to
Well,
hear it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trey,
well,
it's
we're right
our
on it.
time to
Number
hear
4.
it. Come on.
My number 4 is Chet Atkins.
Nice.
Chet
Okay.
Atkins. You know,
Nice.
some people could say, what's his name? Mark Knopfler, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Knopfler, yeah.
Because
Dire
they
Straits.
were they were really close, and that dude's a phenomenal guitar player. But I mean, you got to go to the man, Chet Atkins.
Mhm.
That guy, you know what I mean? He could play like 3 parts at one time. Phenomenal. He's like classical, country, and like I don't want to say rockabilly. It ain't no rockabilly, but the way he plays is just phenomenal, man.
Who was the other guy back in his day that played like him?
Jerry Reed.
No,
Jerry
like
Reed,
real fast. Fucking could just play
Jerry
anything.
Reed.
No, it's not Jerry Reed. It's another guy.
I'll say Jerry Reed's
Les
all
Paul.
time.
Oh my god, I can't think of his
Jerry
fucking
Reed,
name.
Les Paul. There's another one. You're right.
This dude played like
Roy
mainly like acoustic
Orbison?
stuff. Roy Orbison.
Is it Roy
yeah.
Orbison? Yeah.
Roy
Yeah,
Orbison.
Roy Orbison.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's actually interesting to me because I wouldn't have ever. I can't say I'm well versed in Roy Orbison outside of Pretty Woman, so I wouldn't have pegged him as one of those guys.
Yeah.
All right, Roy
That's
Orbison.
Buddy Holly.
Yeah, Chet Atkins. That's like 2 of Granddaddy's favorite guitar players.
Nah, isn't that Buddy Holly? Pretty Woman.
Fucking
That's Roy Orbison.
no, yeah.
Is it Roy Orbison?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Dude, I always thought it was Buddy Holly.
Van Halen.
You're over here now. Get your shit together, buddy. No.
Circling back to Van Halen once again.
Hey.
yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Dude, no, Chet Atkins is just Chet Atkins has helped so many artists too, like Dolly Parton and stuff like that, become who they are. And they actually say that like he wrote that I just said it now, it's went blank in my damn head. Come on, man, Sandman. Come on now.
Sleepwalk.
No, not Sleepwalk. Sandman. The song Sandman. It's just Sandman. Yeah, boo doo doo doo. That's Chet Atkins on guitar. Boo doo 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 doo. That's Chet Atkins.
Okay.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal. And if watch him play that and try to play it like he does.
Exactly.
So
you're not going to. You're not
when
going
he
to.
helped Dolly Parton, was that just like he helped her to help her, or did she Atkins?
No, I'm not sure. I think that was no. That. Oh, you're an idiot. Come on, man. This shit Chet Atkins. Idiot. I was actually looking into. Yeah, he said some dumb shit. It'll be thumbnailed right there.
No, that was a good joke. Fuck you.
Oh, it was. That was great. That was great because he caught me. I was. It totally went over my head too at first. Like,
Timmy's about to piss himself.
He's gonna ruin the floor in the studio already.
I wasn't gonna say it. I just couldn't help it.
He's crying. That man is crying.
That was
That's a grown man.
I told you.
Those are grown man tears right there. Take a second for them tears.
Oh boy.
No, he's actually. They say he's considered because he was a recording artist or whatever. Like
Timmy's fucking dying, bro.
I can't even talk anymore. I can't. Who the fuck am I?
Oh boy.
That's great.
Woo,
Man, while Timmy's recovering, Justin, why don't you give us your number 4?
Yeah. We'll just cut out what I was gonna say about fucking Chet Atkins.
Go ahead, Trey.
What's
Go
your number
ahead.
4, brother? No. We're beyond that now. Poor Chet Atkins. He doesn't deserve this shit. God.
See, what's funny to me is that I had my headphone out. I completely missed the fucking joke.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm out of the loop.
What is that?
That means you're gonna have to watch back on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to watch back on it, Justin.
Oh my god.
No. I was just gonna say that Chet Atkins was fucking. They say he is the reason, like for was it Nashville? He's the one that set the tone basically for Nashville recording, like how it's done and everything. Yeah.
I'm glad Timmy's going last.
Yeah.
Oh,
Justin,
right.
what's
Justin,
your number
give us
4?
your number 4.
Number 4.
Please.
Let me
All
wipe
right.
my eyes real quick.
This is my next and last duo.
I wouldn't advertise anybody. Another one?
Yeah, and it just has to be the first and foremost
Ooh.
because he I think he more so than the second one, but Joe Walsh and Don Felder.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, not expecting that.
Yeah,
Not expecting that.
That's a good one.
I was
Joe
totally
Walsh.
expecting like KK Downing and Judas Priest.
Interesting.
I got
That's
them
how I
in
was
my honorable mentions actually too.
That's what I was
Yeah.
about to say. I had them. I had them guys. If I was gonna do duos, they were my number one duos.
Yeah. Nah, but Joe Walsh and Don Felder, man. I mean, it's hard.
Oh,
It's
very complimentary.
Partly because of how they were as a duo, but also because it was so hard for me to pick one or the other.
Right.
You are from California.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Had a little fun stuff going on. Anyways, just it's so hard to pick one or the other. Joe Walsh, you're going back to the James Gang. That has its own stuff to talk about. He's just a badass hard guitar player. But then Don Felder, I'm pretty sure Don Felder's the one with the solo on One of These Nights, and it's just full of those like little pinch harmonics, that tone he's got going on.
Yeah.
And then of course, just everything else they did, the songwriting itself. And they've both together and on their own created some of the best solos that we've all ever listened to, and riffs too, progressions for God's sakes. I mean, Life in the Fast Lane being something that Joe Walsh used as a warm up. That was just a thing he used to warm up in the studio.
Oh yeah.
And when Fry comes in, is like, "What's that? Play that again." And then we have one of the best rock songs ever. And
I think they go off of each other too. That was like their thing. They like to show each other up.
Yeah.
Which is where
I know somebody like that.
Wasn't it Hotel California?
Yep.
Where that's what they did with that solo.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough. My dad surprised me around Christmas. Not only did I become a dad and get the birth of my son on the 4th, but just a few weeks before that, I got to see the Eagles, and it was the Eagles and the Doobie Brothers up in Raleigh. And it was supposed to be Eagles and Steely Dan, but Don Fagen was still sick, so Doobie Brothers filled in, which was just as incredible, if not more so. I mean, I love Steely Dan, like crazy. But Walter Becker is actually one of my honorable mentions. But yeah, man, just getting to see those guys live. I've been really lucky, as I think we all have, to see some pretty big hitters live, and man, when you're there, and they played for a solid 2 hours, just about, barely talked the whole time, just back to back for that long, just banger after banger, like 30 songs, man. And it's just, that's a highlight for a long time. That's a lifelong memory. I got to live with my own eyes see, Don Henley and Joe Walsh up there singing in the city, and I'll say, F anybody who has to say Joe Walsh can't sing, because that dude's got a voice. That dude's got a voice on him. It might be some hard to swallow pill voice, but that dude can sing. But yeah, man.
I'd pick him over Neil Young.
Potato guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
it's like if Bob Dylan had range.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so Joe Walsh, Don Felder. That's my number 4.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Jimbo next.
Yeah, I'll go. My number 4 has already been mentioned, but I'm not going to cheat and throw 2 in there. My number 4 is Adrian Smith.
Yeah.
I knew that was me.
Now, I picked him over Dave Murray because they have, like I was talking earlier, they complement each other. But I think they have different styles. I've actually likened them to Timmy and Trey, believe it or not. To me, Adrian Smith is more meticulous and very well thought out, well crafted solos. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows what to build on, what to do.
Yeah.
Very, very like formula-esque.
Yeah.
And then Dave Murray's more just like a shredder.
No, I actually agree completely with that. If I had to pick one between the two, I'm more of an Adrian Smith guy for sure. I love his solos.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I like Yannick Gers is good too, but I definitely preferred Adrian Smith.
Yeah,
definitely his solos. He's a good songwriter too, but focusing solely on guitar, definitely Adrian Smith, man.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, fuck, I love Maiden. So
yeah, dude, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Awesome pick.
Hell yeah.
Nope.
Timmy?
Jamie?
My number 4 is
Wait, wrong way. Damn it! How do you do that?
my number 4 is
I'm all twisted up now.
I got a few things to say about this guy, but Bruce Kulick, best known by the metal community as the mainstay guitar player for Kiss in the 80s, but in later years, I mean, he was also in Union, I believe, and I mean, he did like a 23-year stint with Grand Funk as their guitar player too.
He
just left them this year.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a piece of work.
Yep. After 23 years. But Bruce Kulick, and I say this because I am a fucking mega Kiss fan. Like, I'm probably the biggest Kiss fan all of y'all know. Sorry, guys. I know. It happens. But anyway. So it's no surprise that there would be a Kiss guitar player on my fucking favorite guitar players list.
Oh, I'm sure there's two.
I was just
about to say, where is it at?
Me technically, and well, personally, first, I think Bruce Kulick is an amazing guitar player, even if you don't attach him to Kiss. Just as a guitar player, this guy is fucking amazing. Now, when you put him in that Kiss bubble, like one of the most iconic solos that came out of any of the 80s Kiss stuff was like, I mean, look at the solo in Tears Are Falling. Great solo. That's all Bruce. Listen to the solo in Forever on the acoustic. All Bruce, bro. Beautiful fucking solo. And don't even get me started on Revenge, bro. Like, oh my God, that whole album front to back was, I mean, goddamn Unholy, dude. That was something he wrote for Gene and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
he wrote that song?
He wrote that whole intro part for Gene.
Oh, he didn't write. Didn't Gene write the song though?
Yeah, Gene wrote the song, but that they gave the intro. Okay. He come up with that.
I got you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I read it was either an interview with Gene or Paul, or maybe both. They said when Bruce first joined Kiss, he was very uncomfortable. Get it, Trey? Man, you can mute that bitch, you know.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Was it in my speaker? Was that in the microphone?
That's all I can hear.
I apologize. Just gonna have to edit that out, buddy. I even tried to get out the screen. Like, let me come out here.
I forgot into the microphone.
I think it was about Gene Simmons.
I can't breathe. I'm gonna piss my pants. Anywho. So
anyway, Jimbo.
Timmy, what is your number 3?
In an interview, what the
fuck? Said, mistaken me if I'm wrong.
That was save revenge for your Dolly Parton joke.
Yeah, it was. That's karma, bro. It just come back. I didn't even mean for that one.
That was payback for the.
I got bad allergies, bro. I got bad
allergies. This motherfucker's really acting for it now.
Oh God damn! Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not. Who is this laughing? Is that Timmy?
That's Timmy.
We're gonna cut half of this interview from our laughing, bro.
10 minutes. We gotta cut out here.
God. Well, once again, I'm not laughing, and everybody else is acting for. I'm telling you, this is fucked up. So, Justin's over here season out, cuz.
He's really acting.
He's really asking for it. He's really acting. That's gonna be the caption on the top of some of these.
Oh my god.
Asking for it. They were asking for it. They were asking for it.
He really acting for it right
I'm about to get a T-shirt made that says that. Really asking for it. Oh god.
I will say.
That's awesome.
Dude.
Fuck you guys.
Fuck me. You started this. You're the one that was asking. You were asking for it. Oh my god.
He was Atkins for it.
He was asking for it. Made me feel like I'm in the ghetto now. Asking for it. You asking for it.
Oh,
Jesus.
I love how that was.
Okay, so that was Timmy's.
Too.
That was Timmy's
say,
number 4.
On Bruce Gillick, that
Oh god.
although he's not my favorite Kiss guitar player, I do think personally that he is technically the best Kiss guitar player. I will say that.
I would agree.
Coming from you, that's a big statement. So,
Now, can I finish what I was saying?
Yes.
Okay. So, tell me if I'm wrong. I believe I read an interview with Gene or Paul, or possibly both, where they said when Bruce joined the band, he was very uncomfortable performing the way Kiss does, which is very high energy. Not they don't just stand there, like no standing there playing the solo, like you're moving around.
Yeah.
Like he was very uncomfortable with, one, the songs they had to play, and 2, having to play them the way they wanted him to play them.
Yeah. Well, he also
So that was
did,
all. So that
because
was all learned.
moving around for him meant that he had to be like part of the spotlight. And
Yes.
he didn't want to. He didn't really
like the
feel
spotlight.
comfortable for that. Yeah. Well, also, you also had to think too that when he first got in the band, he was basically being Mark St. John on stage, because Mark St. John was technically on. He was the guy on the Animalized album, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
And he had that like arthritic condition. His hands would like swell up and shit.
Yeah.
So Mark would do all the interviews off stage, but Bruce would play on stage for a whole year. Mark only played like, I think
2 shows. I think.
I was gonna say, I think he only played 2 whole shows with Kiss and only did 5 shows altogether. And then they were just trying to get Bruce in band. Bob Kulick had been trying to get Bruce to play with Kiss all the way back to like fucking when Ace first started leaving. Like Bob Kulick was almost the guitar player for Kiss until Ace auditioned, because they already knew Bob. They were actually going to have Bob in the band, but then Bob kept telling him about his brother. But his brother wound up going. Bob and his Bruce were both. They were the guitar players and shit for Meatloaf. Like they did the Bat Out of Hell tour and all that shit. And,
hell yeah, dude.
you know what I mean? But no, to me, Bruce Kulick, man, he's an amazing guitar player. And is he my favorite Kiss guitar player? No, but I do think technically he is the best Kiss guitar player.
I would say he is the best.
Like honestly, like if you had to like say. That's not taking anything away from Tommy either. Like I think Tommy Thayer is a fucking amazing guitar player, But if I had to put them two on stage and say, I need you to play any given Kiss song, I'd probably bank more on Bruce being able to nail it before I did, especially when it comes to the 80s stuff. I've seen Tommy do like Crazy Nights and stuff, and yeah, you don't use the whammy bar and none of that shit, but you know.
Very cool.
Anyway, but yeah,
Very
Bruce Kulick, that's my number 4.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic on the Unplugged album too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, Trey.
Yeah, back to Trey.
My number three. All right. Chet Nonkin. Jason Becker.
There you go.
The guy I've been wanting to build up to.
I thought he was going to be number 1 for you, actually.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, really? That's what's up. Oh, Jason Becker, dude. That dude
number 1,
is
Tim.
badass.
Jimbo, come on.
Get the fuck. Number 2, actually. No,
yeah, see, there you
go. Actually.
Trey put himself as number 1.
Yeah, I actually did. I actually did. Spoiler alert. I love listening to myself. No, man. Jason Becker was fucking phenomenal guitar player. And that's what I was saying earlier when you talking about Marty Friedman. I was like, I want to tie it back into it because they played in a band together called Cacophony.
Yep.
And actually, what was it? Whoever was his like manager or whatever got told. Damn, I'm over here tripping over my words and stuff like that. We're talking about Marty Friedman. His manager was like, "Hey, you got to hear this kid who's sending his stuff. I think you should play with this guy. Like he's literally a kid." His high school let him graduate early so he could go on tour in Japan and stuff when him and Marty Friedman were doing Cacophony and stuff. And he left Cacophony because he got the gig with our David Lee Roth actually got a hold of the same tape or something. And David Lee Roth was like, that's who I want to play guitar for me. Because he was only like 18 or 19 at the time.
Yeah.
I think he was around 18 at the time. But he actually replaced Steve Vai on like the third album or something like that. What was it? I don't know why I can't think of it. Enough? Something Enough? Damn name of it now. I'm drawing blanks. I'm sorry.
The David Lee Roth album?
Yeah, it was like 1989. He played with David Lee Roth. And I can't think of it. Somebody will know the name of it. It's Something Enough or
is that the one where he's like painted wearing feathers and shit?
I'm not
that's
sure.
Eat 'em and Smile.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
it might be the one where he's like rock climbing.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It might be. I don't know.
One where he's climbing.
Yeah, it's Skyscraper.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know. It's 1989.
That's a Skyscraper or Cliffhanger or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what. But he went and played with David Lee Roth in like 1989. He left Cacophony playing with Marty Friedman to go play with David Lee Roth, and wrote like a gold. They wrote like the record went gold, but he couldn't go on tour because he got Lou Gehrig's disease, and it actually had gotten to the point where he couldn't like really walk good and stuff. So he couldn't go on tour. But like a lot of people in the music industry say that if he would have went on tour, that people probably would have held him up as a guitar player as high up as like Eddie Van Halen and stuff because he was only 18, 19 at the time.
Right.
And he could walk circles around a lot of guitar players, you know, at that age. He was writing like classical type masterpieces at like 16, 17. So just phenomenal guitar player. One of my favorite guitar players. And he's actually since Stephen Hawkins died, he's the longest living Lou Gehrig's disease.
With ALS.
Somebody with with ALS. He's the longest living patient with ALS. So it's pretty crazy. But him and his dad created a letterboard with their eyes for people with ALS. So I mean, dude is a genius. He writes music with his eyes and gets like Steve Vai and all kinds of people like that to play his music for him. Yeah, to perform it and to record it.
I think a whole album, definitely a single, like a few years back, and it was like a huge compilation. It was like
the Valley of Fire or something like that.
Yeah, Valley of
Fire. Yeah, it had like 30 guitar players or something.
Guitar players on it.
Neil Sean was on it. I do know that.
Yeah.
Neil Sean, Steve Vai, a bunch of guitar players.
Yeah, dude.
Were on it. I mean, dude's just hands down phenomenal. Eddie Van Halen actually went and hung out with them a lot. You can YouTube it now. They've actually released a few videos where Eddie Van Halen's just sitting around hanging out with them, playing guitar, talking to them and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. That dude,
man.
That's my number 3 though. He's phenomenal guitar player.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All
Justin?
Right. So goes without saying, the top 3, any of them, just like this whole list, but really the top 3, any of them could be number 1. Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh.
You know.
Nice.
I'm not going to go on crazy long about him. Obviously, we all love him. He might as well be one of the Mount Rushmore guitarists out there, and like not even just as a musician, but as a person, man. He's just big heart, big dude, crazy player. Anybody who's ever tried to play on 13s knows. I mean, it's nuts. And I will say the one thing I'll go on about my favorite thing about Stevie. I can't remember exactly who said it. It might have been like Joe Satriani, but one of the most like telling things to be a really good guitar player but musician as well is if you can go from tearing everybody's face off to like gently holding them with your sound, and like playing soft and delicate, like being able to transition immediately into those things is such a talent. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, man, like I will say my favorite Stevie song is actually Riviera Paradise. And
that's a good one.
I mean, some of the stuff he's doing, and it's on other songs as well, but especially on that one, it's like he's like gently, like just like barely touching the strings, but he's like playing some of the most like intricate fast licks you've ever heard, and it's like he might as well like turn his volume all the way down, but like it's just nuts, man. His control, his feel, his intensity, everything about him, man. He's the man. He's a god.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I think Michelangelo Badia is the one. I actually hung out and talked to him, and that was something he said was being able to control speed, like being able to just play hard, intense, and be able to slow it down and then go back into it and catch people and carry people.
Yeah, that's right, because he did that Guitars Etc. thing. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That was something that he said. But yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I got a lot of things to say about Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, I'll keep it short because I know we could all go on crazy about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Didn't he name his guitar Lucille too?
No, Lenny. He had his number. That was one of his guitars. His number one guitar, he just called number one. But that's what he called it. It was just number one. That was his mistress. He said to his wife, and he named like the song Lenny. He had a guitar that he actually carved Lenny in behind the whammy bar behind the tremolo, and that's another one that's like one of those real, like very peaceful playing songs. As intense as he could be, he had some very, very bluesy, obviously, but very jazzy.
Yeah,
and just great. Yeah,
exactly.
But Lenny,
like
that was the name of that.
You go from
guitar
to Lenny.
Yeah.
Two songs I will probably not be able to play in 10 years time, but still, but yeah, man, it's Stevie Ray Vaughan, baby.
One word for him: intensity. That's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, man.
And I'm sure we could fill up a whole list with just blues guitar players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to mark a bunch of them out. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I try to stay away from them for my list.
Well, who did you not stay away from for your number 2? Or 3.
Number three is honestly one of my favorite musicians ever. It is John Fogerty.
Nice.
Right on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I
respect it and I love it.
CCR so much. Like I could honestly cannot. Yeah, and he can shred.
He's a badass guitar player.
I cannot name a CCR song that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like
I was about to say,
not
I'm
even
probably
hate,
right
just
there with
don't
you.
like. One in particular I just love the guitar work on is Tombstone Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to it, the live version of it, oh my god,
Yeah, dude.
almost
I
gives
love
me
CCR.
goosebumps, man. I love CCR so much.
Little
you
goosey,
couldn't grow
gives
up.
me little
You
goosies.
couldn't grow up around dad and not listen to CCR, bro.
Yeah, like,
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, Timmy knows. First song I ever learned was "Fortunate Son,"
fuck yeah.
and man, I could tell me you can't just hear that guitar lick.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm already playing.
As soon as you said it, yeah, I was about to say. As soon as you said
know what I mean? Yep.
Actually, every
Yeah.
time
All
somebody
right,
says
it's like that.
CCR, the first thing that goes through my head is doom doo 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 doo.
Actually,
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was gonna say the first thing I hear is that deco. You know that
Yeah.
rhythm.
I see.
Yeah, that rhythm.
Yeah.
Not only was his leads
Mhm.
good, but his rhythms are just great too.
Oh, he
That
wrote like
damn,
basically everything.
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Like,
definitely. That's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. Like
Well,
Run
his
through the
leads and his
jungle
riffs.
is my shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even like the more like backwoodsy shit, like looking out my back door.
That's
Yeah.
probably one of my favorites.
Man, shit. Down on the
Yeah,
corner, fucking
Yeah.
man.
Going up
I could
around
go.
the bend.
Yeah, going up around the bend. Have you ever seen the rain?
Yeah, dude.
Nah.
What's this, Jimbo?
Green,
I can never remember.
Green River.
I can
River.
never. Yeah, I can never remember the name of that. But that's like every time I pick up a guitar, no matter where I'm at, what guitar it is, I play that riff.
Yeah, Green River. Man,
And it
had
probably
everyone
ain't.
fooled.
Yeah, it probably ain't even.
Thought he was
ain't
from
even
the bayou in Louisiana. He's from fucking Bakersfield,
California.
or some shit.
Yeah. California.
Justice people confusing everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nah, that's my number 3, man. John Fogerty.
Heck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I respect that. That's what's up. That's a hard hitter.
Jimmy.
My number 3 is not John Fogerty.
Shame.
His anti
My number 3 is actually a guitar player. I really think over the years he like really grew on me. Fucking like if you'd asked me
Kurt Cobain
15 years ago, he'd have probably still been on this list, but he'd have probably been down there with Paul Gilbert. Now that I'm growing up, and you know, it's
Beach.
It is Red Beach.
I knew it. Just the way you said Paul Gilbert, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Red Beach.
Red Beach, bro, from Winger. Like, the guitar player. That fucking guy. Like, he brought
I know who number 1 is.
To a whole new motherfucking level, bro. Like, that dude, like, he'll tap and then, like, run scales while he's tapping.
Like, you know who else does that, I think?
Bro.
Yeah, I love how he does that, too. The only other guitar player I actually get very close with that.
You fuck. Anyway. Nah, what's up, Trey?
No, you saying that when you were talking about his tapping and stuff, it just reminded me of Justin's he's gonna be kicking himself too. Well, I can't pronounce his name right now. Extreme.
Oh,
Nuno Betancourt.
Yeah. Nuno Betancourt. That's who. I ain't gonna lie. That's who Red Beach reminds me a lot of. When they're in different realms, but they're like I'm not gonna say different realms, but the same. Like you were talking about when you were talking about that, just reminded me of him. Sorry,
but
honorable mention.
He fucking that guy, man, and you got to think like him. So it was like a dynamic trio when you really think about it, man. Like because Rod Morgenstein, the drummer, he was in so many bands before Winger even got started. Yeah, I mean, and like Reb and Kip like grew up together. You got to think like Kip was playing bass for Alice Cooper, and Alice is like, he's like, man, I got this project. He goes, well, y'all record your songs in the studio when we're not working here. So that first Winger album was recorded during the Raise Your Fist and Yell album that Alice Cooper did. And then they put it out, and it literally went nowhere for 6 months. And then all of a sudden, fucking, I'm assuming Justin paused this thing. But
yeah,
all
I think
of a
he's
sudden,
just moving.
the Madeleine fucking, they did a music video for Madeleine, and it just fucking bam, fucking Kip Winger was like the Playboy of MTV. You know what I mean? Fucking. But Reb Beach, man, all his guitar playing, like, I mean, you've listened to the fucking Pull album and shit, man. That dude fucking rips.
Yeah, he's pretty.
I mean,
badass.
goddamn, just that 17 fucking intro.
I was about to say, I go back.
You know what I mean? Come on now.
When you said tapping and was it going down with scales tapping? That's what I think about the 17 solo when he does that.
Yeah,
Like one of the first little things I ever learned. I thought Timmy was like, when me and Timmy first started hanging out, it was one of the first solos. I was like, check this out.
He can kill it on a fucking acoustic too, dude. Like, that guy fucking kills, man. And he can sing harmony like a motherfucker. Not that should factor into the guitar player thing, but, you know. Definitely a plus. So Reb Beach, man, that's my number 3 from Winger.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hell
man.
yeah. That's what's up.
All right, number 2, Trey.
Number 2, Trey.
Number 2, Dimebag Darrell. My number 2.
I honestly thought that would have been your number 1.
Everybody did.
Yeah, I'm surprised about
that.
No, I thought Jason Becker was going to be number 1 for him.
Yeah, hey, that's
did y'all hear that?
Man.
Did y'all hear that ominous voice talking from somewhere?
I did.
Somewhere there. Cousin. Yeah, Dimebag Darrell. I mean, if y'all have watched episodes or anybody that knows me knows that is my guy. That is like my biggest influence on the guitar, pretty much, or that really got me kicked off into it. And people
Timmy.
people can say, oh, he's a metal guitar player or whatever, but beyond
he's
all
whatever
that,
the fuck he wanted to be a guitar player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His guitar playing, it like if you ever listen to that, they released like 2 solo songs he did, Whiskey Road and I can't think of the other one now. Save my damn life. They released 2 of his songs. I know me and Timmy have listened to them and talked about them, but one of them was like Whiskey Road, and there's another one that's just him. He recorded drums, guitar, everything in, man. But they're more like, they're metal or heavy, but then again, you kind of hear his dad in there with like the country western feel to it. They got like a slide, a little bluesy, you know what I mean? And it's just phenomenal. And like you said, Timmy, that motherfucker, he was whatever he wanted to be. Whatever he felt like recording is what he recorded. And it was, it don't matter what it was. It burned your fucking skin, son. It was awesome. He don't know. He's texting.
God, is that what your girlfriend has to look at every time she's laying on the bed and you're like, yeah, babe?
I'm a man.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah. But that's my number 2, Dimebag Darrell. We could go off for years on this. And Jimbo, you've already said it. It's like, like you said, easily could be number 1, whatever. Just
let's go listen to Live in Moscow.
Yeah. Well, I look at it like this. He's a guitar player where you can literally find every emotion through any, like, you can go through their catalog and be like, okay, if I'm feeling sad, I'll listen to this. Listen to that solo. You can feel it.
Another guy that has his own sound.
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. That's one that's
you hear him play, you know it's him.
No,
exactly. Exactly.
Even with the Damage Plan stuff, I'm like I'll hear a song, I'm like, that's fucking Pantera. And then it'd be like Damage Plan. I'm like, close enough.
Yeah, exactly. He's a guitar player. He has a signature sound. And I actually saw a thing a while back that he's like, now it's been a few years since I saw a thing where it talked about he was the biggest influence in the last 20 years or something like that of guitar players. Like they say, like the last like hard hitting, like, oh dude, like in our top 10, that we talk about.
Yeah,
they say like he's one of the last like quote unquote greats or whatever, which there'll always be, but
I wish I could have just got. Now this is like far fetched, but it's not out of the realm of reality or possibility. If Dime and Vinny were still alive, Like, I really wish I could have just got one song with Rex,
all 4 of them,
Vinny, Dime, and Zach Wild.
and Phil.
Yeah.
Like 2
Zach
guitar
Wild.
players, fucking Zach
was gonna
singing
say
and throwing down or whatever, and just them 4 just fucking killing it. Just all I wanted was one song. Yeah, I mean,
No, I'd still want
like
Phil on there, man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's what I was
mean,
about to say. I thought he was gonna say Phil. I thought he was gonna say the original lineup. He threw
I
Zach
fucking
Wild
love
in
him.
there.
I love Phil. I
No,
think
I
Phil's
like
great
Phil, too.
there.
Oh, it's fantastic.
but you know, wishful thinking.
Great range, but that's
What's
all
your
the
number
singers
2,
we're talking
Justin?
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
I was
girl.
in the middle of
What you
moving
got?
there, heading outside. Gotta make sure I can talk loud and not wake up the baby.
Play. That's right. Stop
My
You're in
laughing.
a fucking kimono. What are you wearing?
Chet
bro?
Atkins.
It's just a little blanket.
That's
that
what
has-
people
it
from
looks like
California
polka
wear
dots,
that
but
stuff.
It's suns and cactuses.
This motherfucker looks like he's about to get a goddamn massage or something. Like,
Dude.
I see why you turned your fucking camera
He's about
off.
to
I
pull
got
out
you.
a fucking cigar.
I literally was thinking about that too, and I pulled it apart here. I'm like, I literally look like some fucking
no
wine
hate from
mom.
Newport. It's cool.
He's
Whatever.
he's a star, man. That guy's a
He's
star.
from
He's looking at the
California.
ocean.
Leave him alone.
I told you, he's from California. They wear shit like that. It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, it doesn't get cold there.
Yeah.
They wear it for the hell of it.
It could be
for the hell
worse.
of it.
You could be from South Carolina. I mean,
This is true.
just wasting your life, putting mustard
What's
sauce.
Yeah.
what's your
Calm
number
down,
2?
Darius Rucker.
Yeah, what's your number 2, bro?
My number 2 is man, it's really hard because I wanted to switch these 2 around. And
That's what we all say.
I'm gonna. So my number 2 is.
I'm gonna do it.
Nah, fuck that. Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is my number 2.
Nice.
Obviously,
Got me, buddy.
Of my love,
because I'm his number
Zeppelin.
1.
Led Zeppelin. Oh yeah.
Yeah, obviously
man.
we're aware of my love for Zeppelin, and without a doubt, I mean, like, this is honestly how I answered the question. This is why I was about to say I might switch him around, but me personally, like, my biggest inspiration has always been Jimmy Page. I mean, where to even begin, dude? Yardbirds, playing with Eric Clapton.
Hey, excuse myself, bro.
Yeah, and
it was with Jeff Beck too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton. Yeah, you talk about a super group. There was a super group before they were even super. The pre-super group, but no, man. I mean, to me, obviously, you can say like Led Zeppelin wouldn't be Zeppelin without Robert Plant or without John Paul Jones, which is entirely true and justified. But personally, what made Zeppelin was Jimmy Page and John Bonham, and to me they're two of the same in that they were both so, like, they were on the edge of out of control all the time, and they had this way of being, to the untrained ear, sloppy, right? It just sounds like just a scattering of notes that aren't rhythmically in place or this or that, but you like really listen to it and it's like they're so in the pocket all the time, and they can do these things that throw you off. They throw your ear off. You're thinking the rhythm is weird, but like the whole time it's perfectly in time and in the pocket, and they come back right in on beat, and they just, and he has that combined with his ability to just go on these massive, intense, shredding lines and then bring it down, like on Since I've Been Loving You, starting off with just a delicate.
Oh yeah.
I always love that intro, man.
And then
I catch myself playing that all the time.
Cranking
that might be my favorite Zeppelin song, actually.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and then when he comes with that, I mean, it's just like it goes from 0 to 100 at the drop of a hat, and it's, man, I could verbal diarrhea over Zeppelin for hours, man. They're just, and Page as a guitar player, man, I love him. I do, dude. It's.
He had to get it right for a minute.
Yeah, I had to figure it out.
Oh, Jimmy Page all night long, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's incredible. I love his playing. All the offbeat stuff too, you know,
Jimmy
like
Page
the
all night
ocean
long, yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think my buddy Morgan, y'all know
Oh
Morgan.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He told me one time he actually invented his own tuning for a song, and they call it drop page tuning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like it
believe
was
so.
only specifically for one song.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
cool.
shout
That's
out
like,
to Morgan.
that's like the Ren song.
I don't know if it's true or not. I just hope it is because I think it's awesome.
I think Page. They did. It's either Page or Keith Richards. Actually, I know that he has some stuff that they like come up with that's just his tuning. But
Right.
I believe it might be the same way for our boy as
I
well.
hope nobody's number 2 or number 1 are Keith Richards, or I'm gonna lose respect.
I mean, wouldn't lose respect for me. No, okay.
No, he's all right.
He's everybody's influencer because he was first. He's been here that long.
I have some opinions about Keith Richards that are unpopular, but I won't go there.
Okay, so Jimbo, what's your number 2?
Jimbo. Sorry.
My number 2 is Keith Richards. No, I'm just kidding. My number 2 is actually John Frusciante.
Oh, wow, nice.
From the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
He almost made my list.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I was actually gonna be disappointed if he didn't make your list, Jimbo. I was thinking about I was thinking about him like honorable mention on mine because I was like, I know he's a phenomenal guitar player.
He's incredible.
Oh, dude,
it's just not my top 10. But
bro, I loved him when he was smoking crack and shooting up meth and fucking whatever the fuck else he was doing.
Hey man,
I like him sober.
We don't
he's
judge.
Fucking dude. He's an amazing
Judge
guitar player. I really like how he can shred. He can play fast. But he can also play the most simplistic guitar solo like you've ever heard, and it still sounds amazing. Like it fits the song so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And there's some guitar players that can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
they never really figure out how that works. You know what I mean? Like, you can play a solo over anything, but does it fit the song?
Mm-hmm. Is it appropriate?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it?
And I also like a lot of his solo stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of any of his solo stuff, but it's just as good.
What's actually
I
really
like
cool
how he mixes up electric and acoustic too. I'm always a fan of that.
Yeah.
And it's always him playing guitar. And I mean, this doesn't relate to the guitar playing, but he's also a really good singer.
He is.
Like his harmonies are fucking amazing. Like he does that Andy Gibb shit.
Yeah.
Where he hits those super high notes.
Well, and I'm sure you've heard like during their shows, he'll go into a cover where he was like playing Tiny Dancer.
He'll do random shit like that. He'll play the Bee Gees and
super out of pocket. He played How Deep Is Your Love, I think, by the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
It's like super random things, but that's what I love it. I love him for it. It's so cool when he does that. That's some of my favorite shit he does.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, good pick.
Yeah, like we were talking, man. They could all be switching constantly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think he would probably stay top 5 just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally.
Timmy, what's up, bud? Hell yeah. Timmy, what's your number 2, bud?
Yeah, Timmy, it's all you, buddy.
I thought you were coming back as Ace Frehley.
Nah, bro.
Cut the camera.
My number 2 is
Ace
Van Halen, bro.
Yep.
Because for as long as I can remember,
Eddie Van Halen?
I just always wanted to fuck. You know what I mean? Like when I was young, like little kid playing fucking guitar, man. I mean, I only had like 3 fucking people, 3 bands I really listened to, maybe 4, like when you first start getting into music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
when I heard Van Halen, man, well, honestly, when I first heard Van Halen, I didn't really know it was Van Halen. I didn't know who the fuck it was. I just know that when I heard Running with the Devil, I wanted to play that song.
Yep.
And after, it was just like song after song after song. And it was like, oh, man, I fucking love Van Halen. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean? And just Eddie, man, I mean, he's never ceased to amaze me. Like, I can hear a Van Halen song and not just know it was Eddie, but just even to this day, like a song I've heard a fucking 1,000 times, I still get inspired.
Hear something new.
Yeah.
You hear something new or something in there.
When I hear like Main Street to this day, I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Like
yeah.
Get fucking hype, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Fucking God, like I said, his mistakes sound better than some people's fucking songs do.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
like that dude. He would turn nothing into something magical. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's my number 2, man.
Nice.
Good.
All right,
we made it. We made it to the number ones. What you got, Trey?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yep.
My number 1.
Bro, I would have never guessed that.
Like really? I said, intensity.
Not for Trey. I wouldn't have guessed number 1 for him.
I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was. I was either thinking it was going to be Stevie or Dime.
Yeah, that's what Dime and Stevie. They were flip flopping.
Yeah.
But I thought about it. I was like, man, Stevie. Like, because even before, like when I was playing Guitar Hero as a kid, before I even started playing guitar, that was like I actually thought Stevie Ray Vaughan was an old black guy or something. You know, they had Pride and Joy on there. I was a little kid, but I fell in love with his singing, but his guitar playing. I just fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I first started playing guitar, obviously, Stevie Ray Vaughan, like Dimebag Darrell, same thing. And what's funny is they're both from Texas, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I love Buddy Holly. He's from Texas. I feel like all these guitar players and people I love, they for some reason they're all from Texas. Really weird. But
Billy Gibbons.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, dude. He honestly, he should have been on my list, like up there. But
a lot of blues guitar players, yeah.
I had Freddie King on my list. You know, I had to make some arrangements. I had Gary Rosington on my list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually who I was going to take Chet Atkins out and put Gary Rosington.
Mm-hmm.
I have another list written here, and I meant to read that off, and I read Chet Atkins, and then I realized it later. I was like, damn it, I meant to put fucking Gary on there. But
one of my honorable mentions, bro, was the same way with Tom Schultz. I was really debating on whether I was going to put Tom Schultz or Ed King on there.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to say something about that when I talked about Alan Collins, was that, like, honestly, like, you can go Alan Collins, Gary Rosington, Ed King, all of them were great. But, for me personally, that Alan Collins.
Steve Gaines is.
Arguably, you could put Steve Gaines, too.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Steve Gaines is great. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if Alan Collins is my favorite of the Skinner guitarists, but when it comes to writing and solos, that most of the solos that you hear that are like the real catchy ones are the ones that you're like, hell yeah, you lean on. They tend to, I hate to say it, tend to be Gary Rosington ones. It's not that I hate to say it, but like most of the solos, I'm like, hell yeah, Gary Rosington. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, Alan Collins is my favorite Skinner guitar player. But back to my number 1, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Intensity. Also, he played with David Bowie. He played on Let's Dance and China Girl. Yeah, and he didn't get like no credit for it or anything.
I didn't know that.
And,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's actually what started making him, like, as he was getting big. And I want to say, I can't remember what it was, but he played overseas at some kind of festival that was a very well-known festival. I don't know if Justin will know what it is, or Timmy. That's actually where David Bowie saw him and was like, I want that guitar player to play for me. And it was Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, or
Double
whatever.
Trouble.
When they were first getting big, they were the first ever band to play on it. Whatever it was like a festival or some kind of club, like where they had a bunch of bands. It was like a festival, but they were the first band to play there that wasn't signed. They weren't signed when they played, and they flew over from America to do it. So yeah, they wasn't signed. They played it. David Bowie was like, dude, I love them, and I love that guitar player, and he got him to record a couple songs with him, and that was actually, I don't know if it's Let's Dance or one of them was like one of his biggest selling songs. It was, everybody talked about the guitar playing on it. As a matter of fact, damn it, slow hand, Timmy, Justin, Eric Clapton. When he heard that song, he was like, when he heard, I think it's Let's Dance. When he heard David Bowie's song, he said, I need to know who plays guitar, like who's playing that guitar, like right now. Like literally, he called his manager and was like, whoever's playing guitar on that song, I need to meet them. I want to meet them right now.
Yeah,
is literally what he was saying. I want to meet them as soon as possible. It was Stevie Ray Vaughan.
That's awesome.
So a guitar player like that, it's like once in a lifetime. It's just one of them. When you hear it, it's like, damn.
Man. See a badass Stevie Ray Vaughan live at Austin City Limits, bro.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I had a supervisor.
That's quintessential live for me, at least. Quintessential live performance of his.
I had a supervisor that was like, he went to see Stevie Ray Vaughan in New Jersey or something. He's like, man, I was sitting there. We were late. We were smoking a cigarette. He's like, drinking a couple beers outside. He goes, this limo pulled up. He goes, out of nowhere, it's Stevie Ray Vaughan. He just pokes his head out with his guitar case and a tall boy. And he asked one of them for a light and sat there, smoked a cigarette with him, talked shit, drank a beer. And he's like, all right, boys, I'll see y'all inside. He's like, when I went to shake his hand, he's like, dude, his fucking hand swallowed my hand. It's like, big ass fucking
like
hands.
Giant hands.
Yeah, like huge hands, man.
Yeah.
Just Texas fucking homegrown, son. But it's just, I don't know. And like Justin said, he played 13s, but he'd start a tour. I don't know if it was, he would start off with 13s or he'd start off with 10s, and like when he toured and work his way up to 13s and work his way like back down. It all depends on how he was feeling. It was
interesting.
One way or the other. Yeah, and they said that like he'd play so hard it would actually, your fingers are calloused up, that his damn fingers, the calluses would rip the tip of his fingers off, and he'd super glue them back on and stuff.
Yep.
Just keep playing.
Yeah, he literally go backstage, super glue his fingers back on, and then fucking keep playing.
Yeah, he'd super glue the skin back on because it'd get into the sweet meat,
Yeah.
Badass fucking guitar player. I learned a lot about setting up guitars from watching videos on his guitar tech talking about how he had to set that crazy ass guitar up, because not only did he play the heaviest gauge strings for a guitar player, but they said his action was like so shitty that he played with his strings like this high off the damn fretboard.
Yeah, which I mean,
his
like,
guitar was just hard to play.
Like what I was talking about earlier, it's like you throw all that into the bucket and look at him playing, and it's like, how in God's name do you do that on that kind of that action, that gauge, all that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Timmy was cutting out on me.
Yeah.
I said everything was working against him. Or you would
think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Very cool.
No, great number one.
Yeah,
that's my number one.
Yeah,
hands down.
So are we? Yeah, are we?
Guys.
It's funny. I was thinking about that earlier and laughing. That might upset people, but Slash isn't on my list or even in my honorable mentions.
No.
Dude, I honestly think Slash is extremely overrated.
But yeah, man,
I love him as a person, but
I mean, yeah, it's funny. Like, as I've gotten older, when I was a kid, I mean, I was trying to learn Guns N' Roses all day long. But it's like the older I get, man, it's kind of I mean, he's a great guitarist, but yeah, he is what he is, Anyways, do you want me to fire through my honorable mentions before I go over my number one, or should we all do that?
No, we'll go out. We'll do a few afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my number one guitarist is Gary Sharon. No. Thought that'd be funny.
I know. I was like, man, my number one. We already talked about him.
Crickets. That's bad. That was rough. All right, Eddie. It's got to be Eddie.
Trey blowing its nose is funnier than that.
I was just accessing the Blogger podcast lore for that one.
Yeah, I could blow my nose and have better jokes, my friend.
Gary Sharon stares into the camera.
So Eddie,
says anything.
Eddie Van Halen, huh?
Eddie Van Halen.
No.
I mean,
Eddie
we've
Trump.
talked about him a bunch, but yeah, no, Eddie Money, dude.
Yeah, Eddie Money. That's him. That's him. Timothy.
How could it not be Eddie? You know, I mean, we've what haven't we said about him already? You know, every guitar player, I think, it has, if not started at that point of that's what got them into guitar at some point in their time of playing guitar, were exposed to Eddie Van Halen, and just their world, their life changed. You know, like it changed all of our lives, and I remember one of the first things I ever learned on guitar, and it's funny enough, I still can't play it, was Eruption. And it wasn't like the whole thing, but the tapping solo at the end.
Yeah.
Timmy knows very well that I like to bust that out. But yeah, man, like, you know, our old buddy Moses, you know. I remember back in the day playing with him and you, Trey, out at his grandpa's in the shed out back. It was probably like February, March. We were freezing our asses off, barely move our fingers. And he's like teaching me how to do the tapping thing. I'm like, oh shit. All I did was go home and like sit there and try to work that out. And like next 2 days, I'm sitting there cranking out that Eruption tapping solo and thinking, you know, I mean, it just made you want to play guitar. It made you want to do anything you could to sound like that and to like try to be that.
I still chase that sound.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's another thing. Not even just the technique. I mean, the sound alone. Like, there's literally nobody else like them. That sound is unique as hell.
I think that's what I love. I love Eddie, but I think I love his sound. The sound to me is just like,
yeah, dude.
I don't think anybody will ever replicate his sound, because I think a lot of it has to do with how he plays.
100%.
Because,
and that's the thing with a lot of the guitarists we're talking about.
Ted Nugent said he wanted to play through Eddie's amp to see what it would sound like, and he was like, "You know what it sounded like?"
Ted Nugent.
Like it sounded like me playing through an amp. Like,
yeah.
It's like there wasn't nothing special.
Right.
I like how
you know.
That's like Billy Gibbons. I like how Timmy. I like how and y'all know Pete from the guitar shop. Like he said. He told. I know he talked to you, Timmy. He talked to me about it too. About Billy Gibbons. He said Billy Gibbons walked in there and said, "Oh no, I don't need to. What was it? I don't need pedals and stuff. I need this amp and this guitar. That's all." All Billy asked for was Marshall half stack and a guitar cord. He's like, "I'll bring my guitar," and then he was like, "Oh, I don't need monitors. I know what I sound like." He's like, I just want everybody to see my new boots. That's what he told. That's what he told Pete at the guitar shop. He said, I just want everybody to see my new boots I got.
Yeah, man.
He's like, but he said that he's like, I know what I sound like. He's like, he said he literally walked up there, fixed the amp how he wanted it. That was it. It sounded like Billy Gibbons, just through a Marshall.
Jimbo,
through a Marshall.
You got your number one?
Oh, I got my number one.
What's your number one?
My number one is Jimmy Page.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I was thinking about it. I was writing all these down, and I was just.
I had a feeling.
Trying to figure out which ones I wanted, and I couldn't look at them all and not put him at the top.
Yeah.
Dio.
Because, dude, I think I've already said this on this podcast. I loved Led Zeppelin for so long. It's literally been my favorite band.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yep.
Like I don't think there's much more I could say about him. Just I don't know. Justin did a pretty good job earlier. We'll just go with what Justin said. Like
I ain't gonna lie. I had to use the restroom, so I missed out on a part of the Jimmy Page thing.
Jimbo listens to them in the evening. That's what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Every evening.
Yep. No, I mean, I know the whole guitar joke is no stairway, but
yeah,
dude, that's like some of the best guitar work you could.
Dude, I play that shit.
Want in a song. Like
Yeah.
from beginning to end. That shit's amazing.
what
I
I-
always
that's one of
thought
the
the
things
solo at the end has always been one of my favorite solos.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I just always like I used to listen to that shit before I go to sleep at night
Mm-hmm.
when I was
Hell
like
yeah.
15 and shit. Like it was always my favorite.
Yeah, dude.
It was
Me and my
like
I ain't
it's
dad-
gonna
like it's like we were talking about like like those guitar players that can convey emotion
Mhm.
through the strings. That was one of those solos where you feel it. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
you,
You
you
know,
feel it in
The
your
whole
soul.
song is building up to it.
Yeah,
I
the whole
picture-
bit builds
Yeah.
up.
Oh man,
Yeah.
The
I'm
way
over
he
here in my head.
explained that song, I remember watching an interview with him. He said it's like an onion. It just kind of keeps blooming. There's more
Yeah.
layers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hear you,
dude.
Shit.
Peeling back the layers to an onion. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
I was
mean-
gonna make a Shrek joke, but
I was
Yeah.
literally
I thought
thinking
better
in my
of it.
head.
I was over here like I picture.
Onion.
Yeah, I picture my Jimmy Page coming down with angel wings.
Yeah.
Nah, actually, Jimmy Page, man. What I like about Jimmy Page is actually that he was a studio musician,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
that he almost like gave it up because he got tired of that shit. But that he's been on like so many songs that he's uncredited for just because he was a studio musician. But he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, shit. When you've been going for shit, he's got to be 80 something now.
Probably, yeah.
Close to it, if not.
He's
exactly.
and he's still going.
Yeah.
And that's like everyone's. He's kind of like Eddie Van Halen. You
Right.
know, it's like everyone like that. That's
Yeah.
the shit. They're like, wow, I wish I could play like that guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like that video of it was like the Edge. I think even Brad Paisley was there.
Oh,
It was, like,
yeah.
Edge, Brad Paisley, and like a few other like these monster guitar players, and he
Yeah.
was showing them how he played Kashmir,
Mhm.
and they're all literally just sitting there like speechless, like little kids.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like, watching him. It's
Yeah.
like so cool, dude.
I mean,
to
dude,
see
it's
like
Jimmy
the guys
Page.
we look up to. That's
Yeah.
like we all
Yeah.
we're all. It doesn't matter how big you are. It's Jimmy Page.
Yeah, Brad
he was
Paisley is
in,
an honorable mention.
He's one of mine too, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brad
the Edge?
Paisley. No, Brad
Brad
Paisley.
Paisley. Yeah, dude, Brad Paisley
Yeah.
shreds.
I think the Edge is extremely overrated. I don't know why
Me
he's
too.
so
He plays
popular.
an Explorer. That's okay.
He's just really good at using a
Yeah.
delay pedal. That's about it.
He's really
Yeah,
good at
he's-
selling
Exactly.
pedals. That's
He
for
was
sure.
never that edgy to me.
I was going back on
I
Jimmy
think he
Page.
peaked at
Sorry.
that.
No, but
His voice.
if you've ever seen the documentary, I think it's called "This Might Get Loud."
Yeah.
It's Jimmy Page, The Edge, and Jack White.
Yeah.
that's
Jack
what
White,
it was.
and they're like interviewing each other, or they're interviewing each individual guitar player before
Right.
they meet. It's basically they go meet in a room and they just talk about guitar, like their
Yeah.
their influences and like how they got to this point.
Yeah.
And Jack White was like, dude, all I'm trying to do is sit in a room with these two guys and just have them tell me all their secrets. Because I could die right now knowing that I met these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just being in
Yeah,
the room
man.
with my heroes kind of deal.
Absolutely.
That's what Dimebag Darrell said when he met Eddie Van Halen. He's like, I could die right now.
Yeah,
and be
it's
happy.
like that.
What he told his brother, and like 2 weeks later is when everything happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Sorry, I took it to that level.
Jimmy Page, man. Jimmy Page is number one.
That's
Jimmy
awesome.
Page's Les Paul custom. That's what I love.
Fuck
His Les
yeah.
Paul custom.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
68 Les Paul custom 3 pickup with the Bigsby.
Mm-hmm.
It was stolen from him for like 40 years, and then they found it.
No shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Only because he actually had drilled 2 holes in it and had 3 toggle switches on the Les Paul, the cap. He had 3 toggle switches so he could actually control the individual pickup, like turn each one
nice.
on and off. He did
Yeah.
that back in the day. That was his main recording guitar. He said that was his
Mhm.
favorite guitar. That was his main guitar. That's why he recorded with that. He recorded so many songs with that guitar because
Mm.
the way it was designed. He loved it for the 3 pickups. He could get any sound, the out of phase
Mhm.
sound, everything. He had it with that. I got a 6-way toggle on my Explorer, and they designed that because they wanted to get the Jimmy Page. That was like his type thing. When Gibson come back out with the Les Paul, his signature one, they had that
Mhm.
6-way toggle switch. But
Nice.
his Sunburst Les Paul he bought from Joe Walsh.
Oh wow.
Because he loved his he missed his custom so much that
Nice.
Joe Walsh actually sold him. So the one that you see that everybody loves, the Sunburst, he actually bought that from Joe Walsh, I think, back when he played in James Gang and stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
Personally, the Sunburst Les Paul is what I always associate with Jimmy Page. That or the Gold Top, but really
I always
the
think the
Sunburst.
Sunburst.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Sunburst
is iconic.
Just so y'all know, that Sunburst, it came from Joe Walsh.
That's awesome. That's always the guitar I wanted.
Yeah.
I always wanted that guitar until I found out that I don't really like Les Pauls that much. I played one and I was like, can't really do much to this tone, can I? Just a heavy ass guitar.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I'm different.
Yeah, well, that's my number one. Timmy,
Timmy,
bring us home, buddy.
My number one guitar player is my favorite guitar player of all time, and he influenced me and about a billion other people that play guitar. He, in my eyes, is one of the most iconic fucking faces that you'll ever see. And his style not only was awesome, his songwriting ability was awesome. I mean, dude, just the guy was larger than life. Still is larger than life, man. And that is Ace Frehley.
I'm shocked.
From Kiss. It shocked me too, Jimbo.
The upset of all upsets.
I got that one. You're an idiot. Justin didn't get that one, but it's okay.
Dude, like his playing and his style has probably had more influence on me than probably any other and all other guitar players combined, man. Fucking without even talking about who he's influenced. I mean, that dude influenced a whole generation of fucking. We probably wouldn't even had the 80s hair metal guitar players that we had without Kiss. You know what I mean? I
think that's actually true.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even go there with his, he had like one of the most iconic Les Pauls ever. Like fucking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And not even like the stage antics. Like that dude fucking, the smoking guitar. I mean, shooting fucking fireballs out of it and shit.
They took it to the next level, man. They took it to the next level.
My favorite was when they did like the spaceship guitar where he like let it go and it flies off and it floats and flies around and shit. I always thought it was so badass.
They do that. He has that guitar effect. It's like wee. It just goes up.
I can just fire.
I love
shit
that shit.
at you like fucking the Love Gun solo.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking oh my god.
I hear it right now too.
Just Shock Me alone. Fucking Strange Ways. You know what I mean? That was a song that he wrote. Fucking Parasite. I mean, intro to Rock Bottom. Fucking
Rock Soldier.
Yeah.
Rock
Soldiers. Rip It Out. Stranger in a Strange Land, man. Fucking
dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Trouble Walking. God damn.
Yeah, Trouble Walking. I was about to say.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I like his solo stuff. Fraley's Comment and stuff, and like Trouble Walking.
Breakout, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Justin, have you ever listened to any of them? The Fraley's Comment.
His cover of "Do You" was fucking amazing.
Fraley's Comment is fucking fantastic. Trust me. Even if I hadn't found it, the times we've listened to it when we were hanging out. What's the lyrics? Something driving, slipping and sliding, getting pretty close to hell.
Rock. What was that? Rock Soldiers. Yeah.
Rock Soldiers. But no, I was wondering, did you just say the intro to Rock Bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
UFO?
No, the Kiss song Rock Bottom. Bro.
Okay, that threw me for a loop.
Nah, man, it's on damn Dressed to Kill and on Kiss Alive. Like that was a song that him and Paul Stanley wrote. But yeah.
I just automatically assumed Rock Bottom with that.
No, bro.
So I was like, wait, what? I was gonna say that was
come on, man, cold gin, like goddamn, you know what I mean?
Never mind. That was a different guitar player, but yeah. Sorry about that.
That solo in Black Diamond, dude. Oh my god. That dude fucking kills.
Hell yeah,
Fucking.
dude.
And his version, he did a cover of Fox on the Run. That fucking just
I like that
kills,
too.
bro. Oh my god.
I love his covers. He does some great covers. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He really
sure.
does.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, fucking Ace, fucking Fraley, bro.
All
I
right.
definitely knew that was
Like
coming.
that guy. You know what I mean? Come on now.
No, that was great. There we go.
That's awesome. I love
That's
it.
top 10. Top 10 guitar players.
You
Yeah,
called
that
it.
was awesome, dude.
Just
Y'all just want to run through your honorable mentions right quick, and we'll wrap it up.
We can.
Trey, you got any?
Oh yeah, I got Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, George Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
I love George Lynch, dude. And Timmy, I cannot think of his name. I think is it Glenn Campbell? No. Damn it. Is it Glenn? The guitar player that has shaped so much of the 80s as well. He played with Dio. He played with White Lion. Or not White Lion. White Snake.
Oh, you're
What
talking
is his
about
name?
CC
oh
DeVille.
man. Give me a second.
Not
No,
Vivian
not
Campbell,
CC.
is it?
Vivian Campbell, dude.
Oh,
Vivian
Oh,
Campbell.
Def
He
Leppard.
slipped my mind. He should have been in my top 10. I will say that. I'm disappointed in myself for not putting him because
I
he's
was gonna put him in mine.
Vivian Campbell is like such a hard hitter. I mean Dio.
Yeah.
Come on now. He did all the great shit with Dio. He did fucking White Lion. White Lion. I keep saying White Lion. White Snake.
Mm-hmm. And Def
Like
Leppard.
and Def Leppard. Yeah, like I've seen him play live.
Yeah.
He's a great guitar player.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
he had one of the most awesome signature guitars of all time, the Night Swan, the Kramer Night Swan. And then what's cool about it is Buddy Blaze, the guy that painted Dimebag Darrell's lightning bolt guitar, he painted Vivian Campbell. Vivian Campbell had the same exact design on one of his Night Swans, the black and blue with the lightning bolts. It was a Buddy Blaze little signature thing he did with the lightning bolts.
Hell yeah.
But he was personal friends with both of them, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But Vivian Campbell, Vivian Campbell. Of course, you got Albert King, Freddie King, Johnny Winters. I love Johnny Winters. He's got some great slide stuff. That dude is just badass.
Yeah, so is Derek Trucks. That's not even on my list at all, but Derek Trucks.
Dude, Derek Trucks, man. That's another one.
Yeah.
Derek Trucks. That dude's a fucking
Rick Derringer, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you say Johnny Winters, you say, Rick Dangerous, who I was thinking before he said Derek Trucks. Dude, Derek Trucks could make you cry. Dude, Greg Allman. Dwayne Allman. I'm sorry, that guy.
And I was gonna have Dwayne Allman and Dickie Betts.
Yeah, Dwayne Allman is definitely. Dickie Betts is fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
There's just so many guitar players.
Oh, yeah.
Like and what's messed up is I had to take little notes, but I actually had I had like 20 something, probably 30 guitar players written down on a whole page, like 3 pages worth of guitar players. And I left my book somewhere, and that's my fault. So, but I did my homework right for this. So it just so many guitar players. Of course, all the Skinner guitar players. The guitar players y'all mentioned. Those are, I mean, fuck, man. But definitely Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen. I didn't put Eddie Van Halen in my personal top 10, even though he is a big influence of mine. Because one, I knew everybody else is going to put him in their top 10, but I won't try to be that guy and not do it. But it's just one of those I was a late bloomer. I was a late bloomer to the Eddie Van Halen stuff. But like me personally, like people say you're either Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads. When I was younger, I was more of a Randy Rhoads guy, But Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, George Lynch, and what's cool is all three of them were like around the same town, basically like Newport when they were playing in the late 70s, the mid 70s, late 70s into the early 80s.
To say that, I am just one of them guys that, I mean, I like Randy Rhoads, but he was definitely not my favorite guitar player that played for Ozzy.
Nah. Oh no, Jakey Lee. See, there's another one.
Yeah.
Jimbo, Jakey Lee, hands down best. I mean, me personally, hands down. I know Jimbo will agree with me. Hands down, best Ozzy guitarist.
I don't
Phil.
know.
Oh, I always say Jakey
Hands down.
Lee Ozzy's the best Ozzy.
That's what I meant. Jakey Lee. Jakey Lee to me is the best guitar player.
Oh, guitar.
Comes to that.
If we're talking about guitar that played on an album, I would say yes. If we were just talking about guitar players that played with Ozzy, I would say probably Brad was the best guitar player to ever play with Ozzy.
Who was it you cut out?
Yeah.
Brad Ellis. I said if we're just talking about guitar
Brad
players,
Ellis?
he's the guy that played with Ozzy right after Randy died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He plays with Night Ranger.
Yes. Yeah.
Night Ranger. Yeah. It's
amazing, bro.
Yeah. He's amazing. He is amazing for that. But see, the other guitar player, what's his name? Watson or something? I can't think of his fucking name now. Yeah. Jeff Watson, I think is his name. He's the other guitar player in Night Ranger. Me personally, I love that guy as a guitar player more so than Brian, just because I saw a video he was doing of guitar teaching in 1983. 1983. He had a Les Paul and he was doing 4-finger taps.
Yeah.
4-finger fucking taps. Okay. I love Eddie Van Halen, but that dude was doing 4-finger taps on instructional videos. You can look it up on YouTube. 1983.
That's awesome.
On shit like that, and that to me, that's killer.
Yeah.
But he and it's smooth too. It's not no bullshit, where it just sounds like a bunch of mesh on a fucking board.
Swiss guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, there he is.
A second, buddy.
Timmy, you keep cutting out, buddy.
Yeah.
Your audio keeps cutting out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Justin, you got a couple honorable mentions, man.
I got quite a few.
I done spilled the book out. Sorry.
Oh,
we're coming up on 3 hours, so let's wrap it up.
I'm just gonna rapid fire through these. Mark Morton, Lamb of God, one of my favorite rhythm dudes. One quick note: one of my favorite things about him is he's so meticulous. Like you think of Lamb of God, you think of all these crazy time changes, like on like a split-second time change to a new groove. When he records, he actually labels for each song. He'll like label this riff as riff A and riff B and riff C. And he records a vocal track of him at the time mark saying riff B coming in 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's what I need.
Boom.
That's what I need.
When he records the guitar part over that. So he's just going and then he's telling himself, here it is, and on the dot. I think that's amazing to have that level of like care for your riffs, and obviously it shows. Heavy as fuck, and also a melodic soloist. Anyways,
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Mark Morton, Michael Schenker, John Frusciante, Vito Beretta, Elliot Easton, The Cars, Don Barnes, 38 Special. Uli John
got
Rock.
me there, bud.
Yeah, dude. Don Barnes. Special is incredible. Uli John Rock, early Scorpions.
Didn't he play with Scorpions? Yeah, dude. That dude.
Dude.
I heard he owns the Black Strat from Jimi Hendrix.
That'd be pretty sick.
That's what I heard. That's
that
just what I heard.
Guitar he has is pretty sick. Anybody.
I like how none of us mentioned Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of Jimi Hendrix, but
I was actually, I can't pronounce his name. You just said it. The one played with the Scorpions.
Uli John Rock.
Say it again. I can never pronounce his name. He almost made my top 10.
Yeah, man.
Because of that song he did with them, like solo. It's just a solo song, pretty much. Yeah, dude, that song is. He almost made my list just for that song.
Just listen to Sales of Karen.
Yeah, that song is phenomenal.
Jason Becker was next, obviously. Peter Townsend. I think he's a dick, but he's an iconic guitar player. Randy Rhoads.
Tell me how you really feel. Yeah,
he's an idiot, but he's a good guitar player. Randy Rhoads, he's up there, obviously. Phil Collin, not Led Zeppelin, Jesus Christ.
Def Leppard.
Phil Collin, Def Leppard. Billy Gibbons, Paul Gilbert. I was looking at the names. Paul Gilbert,
Mr. Biggs,
Alex Lifeson is incredible.
Yeah.
Nuno Betancourt.
No Nuno Betancourt, but he's up there too. Tommy Shaw, Styx. Mark Knopfler, and lastly Steve Lukather.
I love Steve Lukather.
Steve Lukather.
He's great. Everything he did with Toto is obviously awesome, but he's pleased. You talk about like how Jimmy Page was a session musician. Steve Lukather has done so much for other artists He was on Michael
Cutting
Jackson.
out Timmy.
He was also on Beat It.
That's all I was gonna say.
He
He's
was
on
the
Beat
rhythm
It.
on Beat It. Yeah. And so that's my rapid fire through the honorable mentions. I could talk more about all of them, but yeah.
Steve Lukather is also he's actually, they don't even know any songs that he's done uncredited. He is actually
that's like Jimmy Page.
Right.
Now have been recorded on, I think now it's over 3,000 recordings.
Yeah. Yeah, he's incredible, man.
Yeah. I heard he was definitely the studio guitarist, like the higher gun of the 80s.
Yeah.
He's playing Beat It, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people think it was Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen only did the solo. The rest of that
Yeah.
Exactly. The rest of the guitar on the song is all Steve Lukather.
Yeah. Eddie Van Halen actually had that. I heard they got upset because Eddie Van Halen did his solo and it was too long, so they actually had to cut the song and like make it longer just because of how long his solo was.
Well, and on that,
that's Eddie being Eddie.
Song, Steve Lukather was talking about how he was talking with Quincy Jones, and one tiny little change he made, which me personally I think makes the song, takes it to the whole nother level, is that like that was the whole thing. That was it. That's what Quincy had, was just that, where it's the same chord or the same two little chords. And Steve Lukather was like, it's good, but it's not like moving anywhere. And all he did was go and take it down that next two steps. And it was like that just lifted that song to one of them. And that's like, that's the thing about being a studio musician, man. It's like those little off the cuff notes and like ideas of like make this thing. And that's what Steve Lukather was so good at and is still so good at, you know? I mean, he's awesome. And also, sorry, one more note about Eddie, because nobody mentioned it and I thought somebody would. One of the coolest things about Eddie, and David Lee Roth talks about it on a few different interviews, is that the way Eddie would put his solos together is he would record
buddy. We've talked
4 or
about
5,
this.
however many. Oh, we did? Oh,
no, we didn't talk about this. I'm just talking. We've talked about this. You gotta watch them.
Well, yeah. So he would record multiple takes on a solo, pick his favorite ones, and then
Frankenstein it together.
I mean, come on, you know that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's what I like to do.
Anyways, Jimbo, your honorable mentions.
All right, I'll run through them. I had Neil Young. Great guitar player, terrible singer. Brad Paisley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did have Brad Paisley. I had Adam Jones from Tool.
Oh, nice.
He's fucking awesome. I threw that in there just for you, Trey.
That's why he was the honorable mention and not on the top 10. I'm just saying.
Mark Tremonti.
Nice. He doesn't get enough credit.
No, he doesn't get enough credit. He's
Alter
fucking
Bridge.
amazing. Yeah, and Tremonti.
Yeah, true.
Band.
Yeah.
I did have Bruce Kulick. Alan Collins. I have Bobby Krieger from The Doors.
Nice.
I always liked his style.
Yeah, dude.
And he was another one that he didn't use a pick. He had finger picking style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sinister Gates.
Yep.
From Biz Sevenfold. Mick Mars. I always thought Mick Mars was the best part of Motley Crue.
Yep. Hands down.
I still do actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Dwayne Allman and Dickie Betts.
Dwayne Allman, yeah.
Man. Nice.
I don't know how to say his last name. Kim Thale.
Yeah, dude.
From Soundgarden.
Or no, yeah, Soundgarden. Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. I always thought he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude.
And Tony Rombola, Godsmack.
Nice.
I think he's underrated.
Some Godsmack praise. I like it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just the ones I have written down. There's plenty more, but I didn't write them down.
Trey Bennett. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we can go on forever.
Yeah.
You got any, Timmy?
Yeah, man, I got a few.
My man's dying over here.
I muted at least.
Joe Satriani was one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Surfing with the aliens, man.
The teacher of the best.
KK,
Oh.
Glenn Tipton were
Mhm.
my honorable mentions.
That's Glenn Tipton. I couldn't remember his damn name.
Lukather, obviously, and Peter Frampton for that matter, Justin.
Yep.
Sinister Gates is on there because I always, I he's not in my top 10, but I always thought he was a great guitar player. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
On his way to probably being one of those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. Especially the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. My list is over there. I was trying to look at it. I can't. I was trying to do it in order, but I'm not going to be able to because it's upside down. I can't.
Just grab the paper.
But honestly, Jimmy Buffett was on my list because he might not be like a crazy noodling, scaling guitar player, but that dude can play some fucking chords.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert Day.
Fucking,
Cedar Island, bud.
He's on my list of honorable mentions, and honestly, I already said Ed King. Ed King was on there as one of my honorable mentions, and Billy Gibbons, and man, if I had to throw one more on there, that'd probably be it.
See, I was thinking I'll throw in Tom Petty too.
Yeah, no.
Oh, right.
Tom Petty Campbell.
I had to pick somebody that just didn't get a lot of love. I mean, and I thought that they should be higher up on the list than they are for most, just guitar lists in general. I'd say Warren D. Martini.
Oh, God, yeah. How did he not end up on my list? I actually had him on my original list.
I actually expected one of y'all to say him, but I never popped up.
I had him on my original list before I finished writing it. I had him as an honorable mention. I just wrote a bunch of names at the bottom and we're picking them.
Yeah.
And I actually had him on there because my boy Dalton, y'all know Dalton. Dalton is a huge Rat fan, dude.
Yeah.
And
Jimbo, that.
Huh?
I was just telling Jimbo that last week. I was like, fucking between Dalton and Trey, I was like, you can listen to all the Rat you ever want to hear.
Yeah, dude. I love Rat, but Dalton knows every lyric to every fucking song they got. It's phenomenal. I never knew it until just you go for a car ride. The next thing you know, you're listening to a whole album and he knows every word to everything.
That's awesome.
Man, I will add Lindsey Buckingham.
I thought about Lindsey Buckingham.
Yeah,
I did too.
I thought about him when I was making my list. Dude that is definitely up there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, but we did it, guys.
Yeah.
We hit 3 hours, new record.
Jesus.
We on some Rogan status now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We said it wasn't going to go this far, and it did. He put his earbuds down. I can hear you perfectly now.
Yeah. I had to hit a phone charge real quick, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Timmy picks the next one.
I do. And I've been floating around some ideas. I was thinking about talking about the first Boston album, but hell, we pretty much covered that tonight.
Yeah.
Through all this podcast, honestly, we really did cover a lot of Boston. I don't know if y'all realize that or not.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of Boston. So, I don't know. Y'all want to do something that's fun for everybody, or just want to do something that I want to do? What do y'all want to do?
Well, you're the one that gets to pick, so you tell us.
I was about to say, don't ask me. I'm going to be top 10 bass players.
I'll Atkins all them questions.
That's right. Gonna acting's all them questions, motherfucker.
Why don't you say that?
Dude, that moment, he was acting for it. That's on the highlight reel. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll find out what we're doing another time.
We're just gonna go. We're just
He's
gonna go.
Googling it right now.
No, I'm not even Googling it. I'm just looking through my music and
Just take his finger.
yeah, basically.
That's what we're looking at.
I don't
right
know.
there.
I don't know. Y'all got me wanting to fucking talk about Ace Frehley now. I got all fired up about that.
Frehley's
God.
comment. Frehley's
You know
comment.
what I mean? Yeah, all of it. Ace Frehley, Frehley's out. But no. You know what? If we don't
Frehley's
do
comment.
Boston,
We'll just
let's
do an
do
album. We can do Boston, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I know what you're about to say.
Do you?
No, I don't want you to say it, but I know what you're about to say.
What am I gonna say, Trey?
Tad Nugent.
No, I wasn't gonna say Ted Nugent.
Okay,
I mean, we could do Ted Nugent, but
thank you.
I was gonna save that for a later date. Honestly, man, I want to talk Judas Priest.
Oh, okay.
I love
Yeah,
you.
we do
I
the
love
Priest.
you right
If
now.
we're gonna do it, let's do some Judas Priest.
Yeah, all right.
I actually went to that car show today and actually brought one of my Judas Priest albums out. Threw it in the
There
back
you
of my
go.
car. Yep.
Now I'm
Well,
talking
all right.
all Judas Priest, so y'all need to go listen to the new album. Bro.
Scream
Oh my
for
God.
Vengeance.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Let's
I
do
look
it.
forward to hearing
All
you
right,
guys on the
Judas
episode.
Priest.
All right, Justin, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you,
for
Justin.
having me.
It was
a lot of
fun,
Sir.
man.
Definitely.
Oh, you'll
Love
be
to
back.
do it again.
We
Yeah,
told
you'll be back.
you're 3 hours and 8 minutes into that hour and a half podcast I told you about.
Yeah. I'm in trouble
Dude, I
already.
love it.
Hey, we can make it a two-parter.
No different than
Yeah.
any of the nights we've had at
Top
the studio
5 and cut
talking
it.
for hours when we
Yeah,
said we were going to be
yeah.
leaving at 8 and
I
then
like
it's 12.
that, Jimbo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it was
dude.
fun.
Thank you guys. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Love you
man.
guys.
Thanks
Look
for
forward
having
to
me.
being on again.
Yeah, bro. And
All right.
hey, y'all could look forward to the social media stuff he's getting ready to bring out for Legal Limit Band.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as always, like and subscribe to our shit.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
We
right.
appreciate the support.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, everyone, remember, wherever you
Wherever you go,
There you are.
there you are. All right, boys.
Night.